Okay, Michael Graves, thanks for taking the time to talk. I'm sorry we had to play phone tag and stuff. I know you're having some issues with communication, but I'm glad I finally got you on the phone.
I can barely hear you, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying I'm glad you got the time to talk because I know we were playing phone tag, and you got a fight coming up, so I didn't want to take too much of your time. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk.
Yeah, no problem.
So, you're fighting in Russia December 21st for Titan FC's first event, Titan FC 51. I know you're no stranger to fighting in Russia, but how did this all come to be with Titan FC?
Well, basically, kind of been on a shit list, so to speak, ever since I got kicked out of the UFC, and the Russians have been hard to get in contact with, and a big part of my career, even before the UFC, has been just staying active. I mean, I'd like to fight fucking 3-4 times a year if I could. I mean, at least I feel like I'm able to pretty much like 90% of the time. I've had to back out of a couple fights here and there because of injuries, but I think just one in my pro career. So I basically just reached out to Titan because I'd fought for him before, and that was it.
You fought for them before. I didn't. I thought I looked into your record. I didn't see that. So that's good. I mean, your opponent. I know you're fighting someone that's undefeated. Do you know anything else about your opponent for this event?
He's Paul. No, that he's Paul.
Just that he's Paul. So is he? I mean, you're in your prime. I know you said you're on the shit list with the UFC, but I mean, obviously you're young enough to still make your own way in the sport. Do you have any preparation that you do to fight in Russia? I mean, it's not the same as fighting in the States. Obviously, you have to worry about travel and jet lag and stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, I do the first time. Obviously, when I fought in Russia, I got my ass kicked. It didn't really go my way. There was a lot of things off the mat that I could have done different going into Russia, like bringing certain things with me. My training was good, keeping my head straight, but basically now, and especially when I travel overseas, I basically have like a little action plan, things that I'm going to take. I'm going to prepare myself, what if I don't get per diem when I'm over there? What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? You know what I mean? I'm making sure that I got my, my ducks in a row, so to speak, I guess, whatever.
So I know you had left me the message before when we were trying to get in touch with each other that you're training 3 times a day, and obviously with the fight, I mean it's December 21st. It's a little over a month away, but how are you handling your schedule with being prepared to fight and getting ready here versus getting over there, mentally? I mean, do you lose sleep? Do you change your sleep cycle? I know some guys will start training at the time that they know they're going to fight, compared to here. Like if it airs, if a fight airs and it's 2 a.m. here, the guys will train at 2 a.m. here. Is that something that you do?
Fuck no. No, hell no.
So
it'd be so hard, I think, to get everybody together at 2 a.m. I think I'd be the only one in the gym.
Wow.
I don't know how active. I usually, to get over the jet lag, I usually, when I say I train 3 times a day, I'm not sparring 3 times a day. I just, a big thing with me is not put too much pressure on myself in the gym. Sometimes I'll go in there with, a crazy amount of stuff that I want to do, and it just gets to the point where I become unmotivated because it's so hard to do all these things. So over the past couple months, I've just made it a point to get to the gym every day and, some of my workouts might just be stretching. Like I've just started taking yoga regular, like, you know, like 2-3 times a week. So that's not a real hard workout, but it's a workout. You know, I sweat a lot in the class, and you know what I mean. I just make the point to try to get in the gym every day. And when I get over into Russia, I usually just try to sleep when I first get there. You know.
Because when you sleep, are you just catching up to their cycle over there? It seems like, I don't know, it just seems like that's a rough trip. I know we had interviewed Fernando Gonzalez, who fought over there earlier in the summer, and like his flight got delayed and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I was asking, because I know he lost a decision in his fight, and I feel like the aggravation and the stress of just trying to get there and everything with the time difference kind of had.
It's funny you say that, because you know, obviously they want the hometown guy to win, right?
Yeah.
So like one thing they'll do is they'll because you got to have multiple flights in the States. Like usually you'll, like let's say I'm leaving out of Atlanta, right? I'll have to stop at like JFK, and then go from JFK to like wherever the fuck I'm going in Russia, and then wherever I got to go to my final destination. So what they'll do is they'll make like let's say you land from Atlanta to JFK at like 5 p.m. They'll make your flight at like 5:30 from JFK to like Russia, so there's no way you make it. So they like, you know, they'll try to sabotage you like that sometimes.
Oh my God.
I don't know, maybe they don't, but I've seen it a lot. It seems, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Only because Gonzalez like documented his whole thing on social media, so that's what made me ask the question. Your opponent's name is Gregg Ellis. Are the guys on this card? I mean, is it like a U.S. versus Russia, or are they just bringing guys from Titan to fight there and mixing it in with the Kazakhstan promotions fighters?
I think they're just bringing in guys to fight.
Because some of these guys, I mean, I'm looking at the names on the card. Obviously, there's only 2 names on the card that looks like they might be local from around there. But you're no stranger to fighting there. But have you ever fought in this region of Russia before?
Is it in Russia? Is Kazakhstan in Russia?
I think so. I mean, it's
I don't know. I don't. You know, I never really worry about. I mean, it's not. I do, but I don't know where the hell I'm going or what I'm doing. I know I'm going over there to fight, trying to keep my weight under control, keep my eating under control, make sure that I'm getting, a good sweat in every day, and just focusing on my opponent. I do like the fact that
that's
my opponent's American, because then he's got to make the same trip with me, so it kind of evens the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, that's my mistake, because I'm going off of the press release. I mean, Russia is one of the places that Titan FC's planning on going to, along with Kazakhstan and Tajikistan and the Netherlands and Brazil and Cuba. So it's their first foray outside of the United States. So my mistake. Sorry about that. I mean, again, we're talking late after we've been playing phone tag, so my brain's a little fried too. But what do you consider yourself as far as preparing for the fight? Like, when comparing yourself to your opponents, are you? Some guys determine themselves as strikers, grapplers. I know you've trained at American Top Team, and you guys are pretty well rounded. But do you ever think of yourself as a unique style combatant?
I mean, whatever, really. I mean, I've been talking about competing in jiu-jitsu for forever. I just, kind of have to do MMA at the moment. But I would say I like jiu-jitsu the best, but I'll do whatever. Other times in fights, it really depends on how the fight's going. You know what I mean, as to what you're going to do. I definitely train all aspects of MMA. I'm probably the best at, wrestling and ground and pound and jiu-jitsu, obviously. It's how I've had the most success, but I've definitely been working on my striking. I think it's gotten a lot better. My footwork, I've been moving a lot more and moving my head a lot more than I did when I first started fighting, and not standing so square. So, I'm kind of do whatever, I guess.
Are you well, you talked about competing in jiu-jitsu. I know you're from Ohio originally, so I mean a lot of good wrestlers come out of there too, right? So is that something you fell into naturally? Is that how you got into fighting?
I got into fighting just because I like, you know, I liked wrestling a lot. And honestly, in Ohio, at least when I was there wasn't really a whole lot of even jiu-jitsu. There wasn't any jiu-jitsu. There was some boxing, but not a whole lot of MMA. And I thought it'd be a good outlet for me. I wish I was the type of guy that could work in an office and just have a normal job, but unfortunately, I don't really think that's what God intended for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously good at the fight game too. Do you think your time with the UFC and on the Ultimate Fighter, has that made it easier for you to get booked for fights?
It does. No, it doesn't seem like it. I think after I got kicked out of the car, like I said, I was on a lot of people's shit lists, so I'm just happy that Titan was cool to me and got me a fight and wasn't, jerking me around and stuff like that.
I know you mentioned the shit list, and I mean, I'm not trying to bring up anything bad, but like, what do you think in your mind, what do you think gets you off the list? Like, is it just being busy and picking up wins, or how do you get back to being in a higher regard?
I mean, first of all, from like a human standpoint, beyond MMA, especially knowing that like my son's gonna see everything. Well, he's definitely gonna see everything one day. With the internet and everything. Just want to show people that I'm in a bad spot. I've done things to change my situation and better myself, and I have, and I'm still doing it. And as far as the MMA aspect is concerned, it's a lot about getting notoriety. It seems like, McGregor style, which I'm not the best at. I have a couple people trying to help me, but I don't know about that route. But I would say for me, just beating the fuck out of people. That's my plan. I feel like I've been my own. I don't want to take away anything from the people that have beat me or given me tough fights or draws, because they're great fighters and they were the better men that night. But I just feel like it's been more me beating myself than anything else. I'm just ready to get in there and just beat the hell out of somebody, honestly. And I feel like what I said in the beginning, fighting more consistently would help that. It's hard to fight once a year. Or one, you know what I mean? Like once every 9 months. It's just like, God, even when I was with the UFC, it seems like it's just difficult for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
You said you have people trying to help you with the marketing aspect of getting yourself out there. Who's helping you?
A lot of retarded people, I think. I don't really think they know what the fuck they're doing. They basically just tell me to like post stupid shit all the time, and I never want to post anything. And I don't know. Like, I just kind of want to keep. Like, I realized the first thing I realized in the UFC is that, like, I definitely want to be fucking rich. You know what I mean? I have a lot of money. I don't know if I want to be famous, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I you know what I mean? Like, at one point, I'm like, I would love to have, 10 million Instagram followers and Twitter followers and get this and get that. And at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I do. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I definitely understand where you're coming from, and it's something that comes up a lot. I know I've written about it and all the places I write at too, and I think there's one of two things you can do. You can do all the crazy stuff and put it on social media that gets attention, or you can just do what it seems like you're more inclined to do, which is just get fights and win fights. And I think both formulas work. I mean, if you look at a guy like you're going to Russia. Look at a guy like Fedor Emelianenko. I mean, he barely says a word.
Right.
You know what I mean? But everyone respects his performance and what he's done in fighting. So I think either plan works, and you should probably just go with where your heart's at. So if fighting for Titan FC and fighting in Russia and wherever they're going to go, Kazakhstan, Russia, wherever. I keep saying Russia. I'm sorry, that's my fault. But you know what I mean? Like I think you can get to where you want to be just by fighting and winning. So I mean, maybe post training footage and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or post some grappling matches. I mean, I don't know what they're telling you to post because it seems like it bothers you, but you know, at least for your own documentation and your own research, to see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. I mean, I think fight fans like seeing that. I don't know if you agree with that at all, but maybe that's a way you can go. What do you think?
It's funny you say that because I do agree with that. And part of me doesn't want to reveal any of my ancient kung fu secrets. I got a lot of stuff I do in the gym that I don't want people to rip off. You know what I mean? So that's something I always think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you're mentioning about like a lot of people mention that too, but so I covered the Bellator 208 when Ryan Bader and Fedor fought each other, and I was there for the fight week, and during the fight week open workouts, the what Ryan Bader did to his opponent the Friday before, we did to Matt Mitrione, because those events were back to back. So when he faced Matt Mitrione, the takedown drill that he did at the open workout was pretty much what he did to Matt Mitrione. And I mean, I don't know. I think if you're really good at it, I mean, maybe don't be so shy about revealing it, because if it's one of your strongest assets, maybe your opponent won't be able to stop it. So I don't know, man. It just seems like you're finding you know what you want to do to get back to where you want to be. And I'm maybe just following your own gut is the best way to go, because fighting in a promotion that seems to be growing like Titan FC, and they're doing this thing overseas, it's probably a good way to start. So are you excited about it, or is it stressful? How are you handling it?
I'm happy to have a fight. Like I said, I've been training good. I'm just fucking around about that Instagram stuff. I just don't care, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm just not really into it. You know, I just kind of stick to myself and do my own thing. And like I said, I feel like I've just been getting better and better and stronger and stronger. So, you know, I had to take some time off because I had a little bit of a boo-boo. Not going to say where, because I don't want anybody to know. But it wasn't bad. Just had to take a few days off, and back at it now. And yeah, man, I feel physically better than I ever have before. You know, I'm just ready to go in there and get after it. Really, I don't want to, fuck Instagram. I'm trying to knock somebody out for once. I know I can. I know it's in me. That's just what I want to do.
Cool. So December 21st. I mean, it's the first overseas event for Titan FC. Titan FC 51. I mean, you're one of the featured bouts on the card. I'm pretty sure whatever you do, you won't have to worry about posting the UFC fight. It's airing on UFC Fight Pass, so I think it's a good path to get back on the people's good graces for what you want to do. I mean, you're 27 years old, right? You're still young.
Yeah. Is that young?
Yeah, I mean, younger than me. So
I feel old. You're old as shit.
No, 27's a good age, man. Trust me. Take it from a 43-year-old. I wish I was 27. Hey, well, would you supplement? You said you like competing in jiu-jitsu. Have you ever looked into? That's getting pretty popular now. Have you ever looked into doing that on the side, fight to win or anything like that?
Yeah, man, for sure. Honestly, and I've tried to put myself out there a lot. I wanted to go to the ADCC trials in New Jersey, but I just couldn't swing that with my work schedule. I still got to work a little bit because I'm not making that much money right now.
Yeah.
And I tried to get a guy to grapple me at a local venue we have in Atlanta, and he was gonna do it. Now he's not gonna do it. You know what I mean? And it's I don't know. I went to a Kikudu tournament a year ago and got second. It was grappling tournament.
Yeah.
From absolute no-gi, and I thought I did pretty well. I went against a few guys who had a lot of just jiu-jitsu experience, and I thought I did real well. And
what division?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to compete in jiu-jitsu. I really like it, and I think people would be surprised at how good I would do. Honestly.
If you don't mind me asking, what division did you compete in?
I don't know, man. I don't even. What are the weight classes?
like what was it, by rank or experience?
What?
Do you remember if it was by rank or experience? Like, were you like blue belt division or?
Oh, no, I'm a purple belt, but I would probably go like the highest division in no-gi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could get featured if you were on a Fight to Win Pro. So maybe you should like follow them and try to reach out to them. I follow those events and cover them too. So it'd be nice to see you grapple on there too. I mean, it's definitely another way to make some money doing what you love.
Yeah, and I've seen that. What is it? I don't know if it's combat jiu-jitsu where they smack each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even though it's just smacks and people probably won't be getting like knocked out or anything, like just little things like that can make such a big difference in a grappling match. I don't think people really realize, you know what I mean? Especially when people are going for leg locks, which a lot of people like to do now at the higher levels.
Yeah.
Little things like that will make it a big difference.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it definitely does. I mean, and the leg lock thing, I actually just wrote something about that today. So it's definitely something that's becoming more popular on the grappling circle, especially around here. I'm in the Northeast in New York, New Jersey, where the Danaher guys are coming from. So, but again, Michael, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's late and you're busy and with work and training and stuff and the fight coming up. So I'm sorry we couldn't get in touch sooner. And I know you're dealing with stuff over there with the phone or whatever. But I really do hope you do well on December 21st at Titan FC. I know you're just trying to do what you love, and I think if you just keep at it, it'll work out well for you.
Thanks, man.
All right, cool. Thanks for taking the time to talk. You have a good evening. Good luck to you.